Alright, part 2. Let's take a look inside. Steps are looking healthy, fresh. There's a screen here. Maybe came with the coach. The door and screen are in great shape. There's a LED light there that was probably changed out because they weren't LED originally. There's an awning that comes out over the doorway, as well as your main awning. It goes over the slide and up over here. As we enter, carpeting is looking good. Piece of trash. There's actually a little plug down there, which is cool. They must have added all these USB connectors here so you can plug in and charge your devices. There's your main entry switch here. Battery store. This one does come out with a footrest. These are the original seats. The material was not, they didn't dent into this material as far as the upholstery work that was done. It looks good. There's one little spot over here. Just has a little bit of wear, but that's all I could find so far. Of course, you have leveling jacks and all the other normal stuff that comes with this. Generator's running so that I can have the air on and kind of test the basic stuff and see which lights are working or not. This is a definitely aftermarket Bluetooth navigation, Sirius radio ready. I'm not sure if it's got the transmitter for it, but it's definitely able to, yeah, it's got it here. So you have to activate that, sounds like. But I'm not sure. There's sometimes you need a transmitter in addition to the receiver for a couple $100 more. That allows you to get the signal in, and I don't know by testing this because, or you may just have to call, so who knows. But anyway, just putting it out there. I'm not sure if you even use that, but it does have the setup for it. There's this drink holder here that slides back into place. There's some remote controls. Not sure if these are still connected to like the awning or not. Looks like you can change the light colors, but haven't tested it yet. This one will slide back a bit. Oh, there it goes. Sometimes you got to replace these little latches here. This one's not catching in properly, so minor thing, but that's something they would do. So just basic storage spots up here, real small. But you do have a little space. There's your splitter up here for your TV, putting your signal to the TV, especially in conjunction with if you use the satellite dish. So I kind of opened everything up. There's the 4-door fridge, ice maker. Good time to point out there's not a lot of odors or weird smells. It smells completely normal in here. No odors, no clean smells, no pet smells. Just very normal, which is what you want. So there's slight areas where you can see a little bit of the clear coat or the powder coating wearing through, and a little bit of rust on the edges of these metal shelves here. So just pointing that out. I'm not sure if that's something that they can take out and respray or not. It's possible they do that when they detail it. I'm just not sure. Floor looks good. Here's your first reupholstered sofa. This one has the pull-out queen bed inside. Another kind of cool thing is I noticed all the windows are free of fogging, which is another very common thing for these dual pane windows. So they're all very clear. I have noticed that a few of these shades, several of them in fact, probably half, are loose, so they won't stay up or down perfectly. They're, this one's not too bad, but still, they probably need to be tightened a little bit, which is basically a pretty easy adjustment. Sometimes they have to be restrung, and they're gonna have to go through and do that to several of them. Like I said, the big one in the hallway is one of the big ones. It's one of the ones I noticed first, and a couple in the bedroom. This one here isn't staying up. That one was okay. So anyway, here's your main storage up above your seating area. One of these I noticed, and this is new because it wasn't like this before. Maybe it was just loose. It's missing the screws to connect here, so it's not going to close properly until we redo the screw. That's pretty basic. So like this one here, see? Just kind of slides down a little bit. Needs to be restrung or tightened. Nice storage below the dinette. It's kind of a cool custom table that they put in. Actually, it looks a lot better next to this color. And as I was pointing out, they redid all these valances, which I didn't initially notice right away. But that's a lot of windows to do that work to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up front. And then the big one in the middle too. So onto the kitchen. It's a hard surface countertop. I believe they probably cracked or this thing went missing that covers this normally. So this is actually a new stovetop. This is a brand new style. We just got this last year or two with this brand Furon, maybe 2 or 3 years. Has little night lights built into the dials. So that's kind of cool. You have a modern oven. I think this is a great idea that they replaced the previous countertop with, because it makes it usable space when you're not using your stovetop. And it's a very nice quality cutting board. So they probably have that custom fit or made. There's your convection oven and microwave. Also looks like it's in great shape. Not sure if it's original because they're using some of these same brands still today. They haven't changed a lot over the years. They've got all the original paperwork and owner's manual, so I think that's really great when you can get that. You don't always get it with used motorhomes. Put that up the way. And then that's your really large storage overhead. The sink area. There we go, nice large sink. Sits nicely so you don't have the water runoff. This is a soap dispenser, and then this one does have a little chip in the corner. It's hard to have coaches that are, you know, this age and not have a couple things like that. So drawers, there's minimal staining inside here. That one's good. This one has a little bit, but it's really not. And they will try to clean it a little bit, but that's not too uncommon, unfortunately, and actually not too bad compared to some of them. So this is another latch that's not fitting properly, so they'll take a look at those. This one does have this, what do you call it? Like the wood, the fake wood, you know, laminate that's on this bottom is just come completely off from having chemicals being down here and whatnot. Probably some water spillage, who knows what, but there's no water damage. It's just dry, and it's the top layer has rubbed off. So what I would do anyway is have one of those pieces of non-slip stuff you roll out in drawers. Have a nice piece cut out for all of the drawers anyway, and that way it's easier for making it look nicer, and basically so that you don't have to worry about your stuff sliding around so much. So this is just a couple light switches. That's your water pump. Whoops, I guess that works. Oh, let me shut that. It was like actually on. It's a nice kind of residential style faucet. There's your other sofa over here. Some more storage compartments. And then you have a little, I don't know, display case of sorts. This is not a compartment. There's probably stuff in there that needs to be accessed by technicians and whatnot. And this is open because it needs to move freely with the slide. So there's lots of cables and wiring that comes in and out with the coach. So this is not the original TV. This is a aftermarket they probably just put in recently. It's got the new remote. It's the new Vizio remote, and it's a smart TV there, so you can do all your stuff. There's your Wally box for the dish network. So if you're going to use satellite dish, this is already pre-wired and set up for the dish. Even has the box. All you need to do is call and activate. If you're a direct TV subscriber, you can have the solar or the satellite dish on the roof I think there's like a switch inside so they can reset it for direct, and you have to get the direct box. But a lot of people do like dish with motorhomes because there are some flexibilities with it that work for people. But perhaps there's channels on direct that you prefer, who knows. So a little more storage below. This is another little small storage compartment. It also has the central vacuum system built into it, and there's all your hoses. They're all tucked in there. So now I have everything closed back up. Got a little sun skylight over here too. And this one has, you can either close out the light all the way or then open it up that way. And this is actually new. I think they left that foil up there because they had to cover it with something when it was raining, because when the initial cleaning of this thing was done, they were spraying the coach down. The guy was up here on the roof and he noticed it had a crack in it, so they removed it to order a new one, and then they covered it. So I think they just left this partial foil covering, which they were trying to keep the rain out, which they did successfully do. So let's continue to the bedroom. This is a huge window here, which is great if you're actually able to keep it in position. So it allows a lot of light through here. And I couldn't figure out how to turn that light on. The bulb could be out. Oh, but while I'm at it, come back over here. There was a bulb out here. So obviously minor, but I'm going to point out every little thing. And it goes on to a list. Most of it gets noticed anyway. The technicians are very thorough here. Here's your air conditioning controls. The air conditioning's on now. It's blowing cold. Here's your inverter. Slide controls. Apologize, it's a little hard to see, but all the major controls are all kind of right here. And we'll take a look at the bathroom. Porcelain toilet. Vent control, so you can just use this button to open the overhead vents. There's the large storage here. We do have some stuff down for protection. And this is actually, it's storage now, but if you wanted a washer dryer, it's plumbed for one. And that's something we could install for you if you wanted to. They put a combo unit that does both wash and dry. Usually the Splendid 2100 XC. It's an Italian-made model. Excuse me. So a little bit of a hanging thing there. And you've got your one-piece fiberglass shower with skylight. Looks good. Looks clean. And you have your medicine cabinet. And one-piece sink. A little more storage down here. This one's got a little bit of stuff coming away, peeling. They probably had something sticky down here, holding something down in place, or over time just started to come off where it was sitting. But that's, let's see, a little better there. Another drawer, bit of staining in the bottom, not too bad, just in the corner there. This one is off its track. Oh, not off its track. The track is loose from the inside, so that'll have to be adjusted. Going through here, bedroom. Also, new Hisense TV. I want to say this one's also a smart TV. There's another Wally box up here and a Sony DVD player. Oh, there's the remote control. So yeah, this is another smart TV. Hisense is a newer brand. I saw them advertising a ton at the soccer games this year, the World Cup, and that's the first I ever heard of them, and now they're everywhere. Bigger drawers here. These are all nice and clean. So there's another, like this one here, I think needs to be tightened up. So I noticed they didn't do the valances in the bedroom. There's 3. They left those alone. But they weren't changing the upholstery either. So this mattress is probably aftermarket. It's really heavy, and the bed does lift with some effort, and there's storage down below. I think this zips up all the way around it, so I can't get to it. But it looks like it's got a pillow top from what I can feel inside. A little bit of storage down here and next to the bed. And those, of course, open up on each side, and those are both needing to be restrung as well. Here you go. It's a Spinal Comfort Splendor that I can see through there. So feels like a pretty firm spring mattress. So these are all from the before dinette. They actually had a second set of cushions for some reason. Who knows? Maybe whoever made the dinette for them gave them a second group of them just in case, the same exact color. So you could mix things up here if you chose to. Anyway, There's your solar controller back there. Fuse box. Good sized closet. And that's pretty much it. You've got, like I said, 2 air conditioners, one in the back, one in the front, fully ducted throughout. This is where a fire alarm will go. We have to make sure we replace fire alarms, even if they've just been done. There's another one over here. That might have been another one that was added by the previous customer, but nonetheless, that's something we have to do with each coach, is add a new fire alarm, add a new fire extinguisher, and all these different things by code. That kind of goes with all the safety inspections we do. So I'm already up to 15, almost 16 minutes with this one. So if you have any other questions I missed, please let me know. I'm seeing that there's surround sound speakers. That probably works with the DVD player, at least, depending if they rewired it or not, but typically they're set up for the DVD. I'm talking fast so I can get all this out, and the longer the video is, the longer it takes to upload, and like I said, sometimes it can take seriously hours when YouTube's giving me trouble. So let me finish this up. Like I said, any other questions, I will wait to hear from you.